I want to talk about genetics and epigenetics today. The genetic theory of disease, of course, is a failed theory. Every century, there's thousands of failed medical theories, so we shouldn't be too surprised in the 20th and 21st century there's failed theories. For instance, obesity is not caused by eating too much, lack of exercise. It's actually a mineral deficiency. And then saturated fats and cholesterol do not block arteries. It's inflammation caused by eating trans fatty acids, heterocyclic amines, and acrylamides from fried foods and vegetable oils and cooking oils and salad dressings and so on. And then salt doesn't cause high blood pressure. Salt has two essential nutrients, sodium and chloride, which are required for literally tens of thousands of reactions, chemical and enzymatic and hormone-wise. And so it had two essential nutrients. They said restricted, has nothing to do with high blood pressure. Another big one, of course, is genetics. There's not a single genetically transmitted disease. All diseases thought to be genetically transmitted are certainly nutritional deficiencies, either as an embryo, the baby's born with cleft palate, spina bifida, hydroencephalocele, heart defects of all kinds, cystic fibrosis, muscular dystrophy, club feet, Down syndrome, all of these kind of things are caused by simple nutritional deficiencies of the embryo. And then, of course, there's acquired nutritional deficiencies, things like type 2 diabetes is not a genetically transmitted disease. Even if you have 5 generations in your family with diabetes, it's a simple mineral deficiency. We've known that for 70 years. Let's say you live in a place that is very, very low in that mineral. When you're deficient in it, you get diabetes, and there's very little of it there where you live. And, of course, say you're a subsistence farmer or you're an employee and you live on what's in the store, which is grown in the local area. And let's say you throw in the little added quirk that you have a gluten intolerance. You've lost 85% of the absorptive surface of your small intestine. You have eczema and asthma and constipation and all the stuff that goes along with gluten intolerance. And so what's 15% of 2%? Not very much. And so you can see how things will be generational because everybody lives in the same place. If somebody moves away and they move into a place that has high levels of this mineral that, when it's deficient, causes type 2 diabetes, they won't get type 2 diabetes. It's just that simple. So epigenetics really, and of course I knew this back in the 60s when I was doing those autopsies for the Center for the Biology of the Natural System at the Washington University in St. Louis, a big NIH, National Institutes of Health project that Marlon Perkins had put together with Washington University and the Shaw's Botanical Gardens and the St. Louis Zoo. I was a pathologist on the project because I had run into and identified and published the first mass die-off in America from pollution. And I gave Perkins a copy of that paper, a published paper, when I had published it back in 1962. I still had 2 years to go in veterinary school. And then I was in Africa doing a white rhino conservation project, and Perkins called me back when he got the grant to study causes of death in zoo animals and people living in zoos, looking for pollution as a problem. Well, it turns out pollution wasn't a problem. The problem was, in fact, a deficiency of nutrients. And, of course, there's a 1,200-page book that came out of that. It's in the Smithsonian Institute as a national treasure. And epigenetics, what didn't even the system was there, but nobody had a word for it. Nobody had a word for epigenetics, which tells you why things are generational, why the disease looks the same in different people. Well, it's because it's a nutritional deficiency. And epigenetics says that you're going to maximize your genetic potential for longevity and for health and fending off disease and speed and strength and intelligence if you give your genes, your DNA, your RNA, and your telomeres, little end caps in your chromosomes, everything they need to maximize your genetic potential. Let's say you have the genetic potential to live to be 250 years. But if you're not getting everything your genes, DNA, and RNA need and your telomeres need to make that happen, you might only live to be 42 and have a heart attack, even though you had the potential to live to be 250. Okay? So, to maximize your genetic potential for longevity and for health and fending off disease and speed and strength and intelligence, you have to supplement today. You must supplement today. I urge you to get a hold of that book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, the book Immortality, and the book Rare Earth Bin Cures, and you will understand the difference between genetics and epigenetics. The theory of genetics as a cause of disease went out the window March 22nd, 2013, when James Watson said, all the experiments we've done over the last 60 years in genetics have been irrelevant. None of it's genetic. It's all chemistry, biochemistry, a.k.a. nutritional deficiencies. All right? And James Watson said that. Of course, not only did he get a Nobel Prize for, along with Francis Crick, for proposing the double helix structure of DNA back in 1953, got the Nobel Prize in 1962, but he was also the director of the Cold Springs genetic laboratory for the U.S. government for 15 years. And he was asked to give a status report back in 2013. He said, everything we've done over the last 60 years has been irrelevant because it's not genetic. Okay? That was the end. That day was the end of genetic theory. And so basically, I have as a subtitle in my book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. So I urge you to get a hold of the books, Epigenetics, Immortality, and Rare Earths Forbidden Cures. And we'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Longevity Way on Dead Doctors No Lie for these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us today?
Well, as long as I've known you, have been talking about telling people to stay away from these pre-processed foods, and I've got a Fox News story here that basically vindicates you, as there's yet another reason not to eat these processed foods. In a study that was done by a microbiologist at the Georgia State University, Benoit Chasing, a microbiologist, they did a study with mice and found that chemicals that are generally put in these pre-processed foods can disrupt your bacterial makeup in your gut, causing health problems. In this study of mice, they were fed 2 chemicals that are commonly found added to these foods. They gained weight, and it altered their blood sugar, and they developed intestinal problems. These chemicals are what are called emulsifying agents. They're chemicals that are holding mixtures together that include fat and water that would otherwise separate. They say these chemicals were able to trigger low-grade inflammation and the metabolic syndrome in mice. These food additives also harm the mice by promoting the growth of bacteria that eat through the protective mucus lining of the gut. And they say these emulsifying agents are chemicals that thicken foods, and they help ice cream stay creamy even after it's been frozen and thawed several times, whereas otherwise it would have turned into a hard ice block, according to Kasang. Says past studies have shown that mice have shown that a food additive called a carboxymethylcellulose changed the composition of the bacterial communities that line the gut. The team fed the healthy mice a diet that would, with either 1% of these carboxymethylcellulose or 1% polysorbate 80, and another popular emulsifier found in foods. They say the healthy mice soon began eating more, gaining weight, and had blood sugar control problems compared with control mice. Saying in humans, they are involved in the metabolic syndrome, defined as having high blood pressure, low levels of HDL, the good cholesterol, high blood sugar, and increased levels of triglycerides. And going on to say they saw more signs of low-grade inflammation. Also fed the food additives to mice that were genetically predisposed to develop diseases such as inflammatory bowel disease and colitis, and the emulsifiers seem to make the condition worse. So once again, yet another reason not to eat these pre-processed foods. I mean, why can't people get through their heads that that stuff is bad for you?
Well, unfortunately, they're developed for convenience and for taste. They taste good and convenience, and that's enough for the majority of people to override anything they've heard about them being negative. Well, it can't be that bad. It tastes so good. It can't be that bad. It's so convenient. And that's kind of the look. That's why you have this problem. And, of course, when you look through history, there's always, as technology moved forward, there's always people who jumped on technology. And if it was a bad technology, one of the bad theories that eventually went away, many people died or became permanently damaged. And the ones who were a little more cautious and didn't consume those foods with the additives in them did better. And unfortunately, that's why it's always going to be. It's kind of like, biblically when Lot's wife was told as the city was being destroyed, don't turn back and look. It's Sodom and Gomorrah. And she turned around and looked and turned into a pillar of salt. She was told not to do it. Okay? And people have not changed. The human nature hasn't changed since then. And so the only thing we can do is give the information to as many people as we can. And, of course, that's where the book Epigenetics comes in, Doug, because we go into a lot of the additives and what they do to your genetics, what they do to your enzyme systems, what they do to your telomeres, your chromosomes, how they create birth defects in your next generations. You really, really do not want to eat that stuff. So get a hold of the book Epigenetics, read it, and then you'll say, oh, my gosh, we got to clean up the pantry and the refrigerator. Thank you for bringing that one up. And stick with us. We'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Utah. And Mason, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Mason, you're on the air.
Hello, Dr. Wallach. It's a pleasure to speak with you.
Thank you, sir. How can I help you today?
Well, I am 47 years old. I weigh about 285, and I've been struggling to bring my blood pressure down. I've been working with Longevity about 5 months, and I just can't seem to get. I've struggled with blood pressure for about 8 years, and just can't seem to get it to come down.
Okay. And how tall are you, Mason?
I'm about 6'1".
Okay. Do you have any other issues? Do you have any skin problems or respiratory problems? Asthma, bronchitis?
I don't have those. I have a lot of arthritis problems.
Okay.
Borderline diabetic, borderline high cholesterol.
What's high cholesterol?
My cholesterol has been about 220, 225.
Okay, 220 to 270 is normal. Do not take any drugs. Do not take any statin drugs, okay, to lower your cholesterol, because 225, you're kind of at the low end of normal. Okay? Any doctor who told you that was too high, you need to fire them, move away from that doctor, because they will kill you, okay, or give you Alzheimer's disease, one or the other. At any rate, what I want you to do is get rid of the bad stuff. In your case, I need you to stay away from fried foods, nothing fried. I don't care if it's organic vegetables and extra virgin olive oil. Got to stay away from all fried foods. You got to stay away from all processed meats, as we just said in Doug's Pearls of Wisdom. Got to stay away from processed meats. We're talking about deli slices, sandwich meat, sausage, ham, bacon, bologna, salami, pastrami, pepperoni, jerky. Got to stay away from all that. No oils, no olive oil, coconut oil, margarine, mayonnaise, salad dressing, cooking oil, and no gluten, no wheat, butter, and oats. Then we got to go by body weight. So I'd have you take 3 of the healthy brain and heart packs per month, 1 full dose of everything at breakfast, 1 full dose of everything at lunch, 1 full dose of everything at dinner time. That's 3 healthy brain and heart packs per month. And then for the blood pressure, specifically for the blood pressure, I'd have you take 12 a day of the Ultimate Daily Tablets, 4 at breakfast, 4 at lunch, 4 at dinner. That'll be 2 bottles a month of the Ultimate Daily Tablets. And they're designed specifically to support and promote healthy blood pressure and support and promote healthy blood flow through obstructed arteries. And for the arthritis, I'd go ahead and get 2 of the large bottles of the glucogel, so you can take 20 a day. That'd be 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner, and 5 at bedtime with a glass of water. The dietary changes and so forth, and the supplement program should help you begin to lose weight and also support healthy blood pressure, support and promote healthy maintenance repair of the cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, just between the vertebrae. And if you want to lose some weight, get the ASAP and put a dropper full under your tongue 3 minutes for each meal, and then call us every 2 weeks with your numbers and your weight, and we'll walk you through this. We'll be back after these messages.
All right, let's head to Maldives and Machin. You're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Machin.
Hello, Dr. Wallach. Greetings from Maldives.
Yes, how can I help you?
Dr. Wallach, my wife was diagnosed with MS in 2010. Since then, she has had 7 relapses, I think 6 of them in the last 15 months. And one of them actually happened around 2 weeks ago. And after taking different immune system modifying drugs, right now we reach towards the diet, towards Terry Wall's diets. And I just wanted to ask you also about the supplementation. I've seen you on Benehin, the interview. It was great.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask you a couple of things. What supplementation would you recommend to prevent further relapses? And what would be important to do after apart from steroids? By the way, I've got also blood tests and urine tests if you needed any of that.
Okay. Well, first of all, how old is your wife?
31.
Okay, and how much does she weigh?
62 kg.
Okay, 62 kg, so she's about 150 pounds. Okay, 150 pounds. All right. And let's see here. Does she have any other issues? Does she have any skin problems like eczema, psoriasis, or does she have asthma or bronchitis?
She had asthma. She had asthma, and she had also a skin problem. How do you call it? The patches that keep coming up, but they really reduced, especially after we came off gluten.
Yeah. Okay, good. So you already know about a gluten-free diet. Yes, she must get on a gluten-free diet. Everybody in the household, including you and the pets and the kids and mother-in-law, everybody's got to be gluten-free. There can be no gluten in the house because of cross-contamination in the laundry, the food preparation surfaces, and the furniture people sit on and sleep in, okay? So no gluten, no processed meats with nitrates, nitrites. It means no deli slices, no sandwich meats, no sausage, ham, bacon, bologna. Absolutely no oils. It means no olive oil, no coconut oil, no margarine, mayonnaise, salad dressing, cooking oil, and no gluten. You already know that. No gluten, no wheat, no barley, no rye, no oats. Everybody in the house got to eat the same way. Then, at 150 pounds, I would like her to eat 8 to 10 eggs a day, chicken eggs a day. That could be soft scrambled in butter, soft poached with a soft yolk, soft boiled with a soft yolk, and this is to help rebuild the myelin in the brain. The insulation material of the brain is what's damaged when you have MS. Then, I want her to have 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. That's going to allow her to have 3 selenium at breakfast and dinner. That's going to allow her to have 1 ounce of the OsteoFX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFA Pluses at breakfast and dinner, and 3 of the EFAs at breakfast and dinner. All that will be accomplished by the 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. Then I would also like her to have some more of the antioxidants. Okay, I want her to have the Z radical, Z like zebra and then the word radical, 2 ounces a day, ounce of breakfast, ounce of dinner, that's 2 quarts a month. Then call me every 2 weeks. Give me a report and we'll walk you through this. We'll be back after these messages.
Let's head to Ireland, and Liam, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Liam, you're on the... Yes, sir. How you been doing?
Hi. Not too bad. I'm calling for a friend. She's 48, 5'2", about 150 pounds. She has fibromyalgia, and she has some joint issues, her ankles, hips, and knees. And she also has emphysema. And to save you a bit of time, I asked the questions regarding the gluten, and it was a negative except for asthma.
Okay, so she does have fibromyalgia. She's got joint stuff, and negative for fibromyalgia and asthma, correct? Or excuse me, negative for asthma.
No, she was negative for all the questions you usually ask, except for asthma. She has asthma.
Oh, she does have asthma. Oh, okay. Yes. If she has asthma, she has a gluten intolerance. She must get off of gluten. No wheat, no barley, no rye, no oats. She's got to live on rice and baked sweet potatoes. Obviously, she can have poultry. She can have eggs. She can have red meat. She can have fish, but nothing fried, okay? And no wheat, barley, rye, or oats. Everybody in the household that she lives in has got to be gluten-free also, including the dog and the cat and the bird and the fish. And for 150 pounds, I would give her, with the fibromyalgia, I would give her 2 of the healthy bone and joint packs per month. That allow her to have 1 ounce of the OsteoFX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFA Pluses at breakfast and dinner, and 15 glucogel a day, 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner. Okay, that's designed to support and promote healthy maintenance and repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone itself. And then, because fibromyalgia has a piece in it relating to muscle and so forth and other soft tissue, I would also have her take 3 of our Ultimate Selenium 3 times a day, 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner. That'll be 3 bottles a month of the Ultimate Selenium. And it's imperative. She must stay away from gluten, no fried food, no processed meats, and again, no oils and no gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, oats. And of course, again, this is designed, this whole program, the 2 healthy bone and joint packs, the 3 of the selenium 3 times a day, is all designed to support and promote healthy maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone makes bone itself, and muscle metabolism. And the asthma part will go away because it is, in fact, a deficiency disease secondary to the gluten intolerance. But you've got to be gluten-free. Okay, give me a call every couple of weeks.
Dr. Wallach, she also has a problem. She has some weird thing with iron. She can't stomach iron for some reason. What would that be?
She can't what?
She can't stomach iron.
Oh, she can't handle iron or can't absorb iron.
No, she said she can't. She makes her feel a bit queasy.
Oh, when she gets iron, she gets queasy. Yeah, she's not absorbing it very well. Okay, and the problem is people take a lot of iron. Well, what about the other 59 minerals? Okay, it's a bad habit medical doctors have. They tell people to take a large amount of one nutrient, whether it's vitamin D or calcium or iron or vitamin C, and expect to get everything else from their food. And what that does is it causes all the other deficiencies they have to be worse. Okay? So it's really a bad idea to take a lot of one nutrient, and that's very typical of the mismanagement of these types of diseases by the medical system. Okay? So I don't believe she'll have this problem, but she should take her supplements with a meal. Don't take them on an empty stomach. She should take these supplements kind of halfway through her meal. Don't let her take them on an empty stomach, okay? That'll help her out a lot. Okay, buddy. Yeah, call in 2 weeks. Okay, Doug, we have time for another one?
We certainly do. Let's head to Florida. And Don Drew, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Don Drew, you're on the air.
Dr. Wallach, thank you for taking my call. I am 62 years old. I'm 5'2", and 185 pounds. I've had problems with my hips. They were supposed to replace them in December when I got started on the Pig Pack Plus. I've been on it since December 13th, but I'm still limping. I'm still walking with a cane and still having some difficulties. What do I do?
All right. Well, first of all, there's only two reasons why this won't work to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone makes the bone itself. One is underdosing, the other one is not absorbing. We're going to deal with both those problems. So you have to stay away from fried foods, processed meats, deli slices, sandwich meats, sausage, ham, bacon, bologna, that kind of stuff. No oils. That means no olive oil, no coconut oil, no margarine, mayonnaise, salt, and cooking oils, and no gluten, no wheat, bread, or rye oats. And that includes your dog, your cat, your bird, your fish, spouse, kids, mother-in-law, cousin, renter. Everybody living in the house has got to be gluten-free. Otherwise, you're not gluten-free. Then, at 185 pounds, what I would have you do is take two of the healthy bone and joint packs per month, and that would be 1 ounce of the OsteoFX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFA Pluses twice a day, and 15 glucogel a day, 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner. And it wouldn't hurt to get our spray, our oral spray, vitamin D3, and put about 3 or 4 of those sprays in your mouth in the morning when you wake up every day, and that's going to give you about 30,000 international units of vitamin D3, and that will increase your ability to utilize these minerals. All right? You want to stay away from raw vegetables. Stay away from eating handfuls of nuts, because they have phytates in them. Raw vegetables and nuts have phytates in them, which will interfere with the absorption of nutrients, particularly minerals. And so that will help. And then they give us a call every couple of weeks. At 5'2", I'd like to see you weigh like 110. So I also want you to get a hold of the ASAP. Put a dropper full, not a drop, but a dropper full under your tongue 30 minutes before each meal, and let it absorb through your oral tissues. Don't swallow it. It won't hurt you if you swallow it, because you're not going to get maximum benefit. And so you'll go through 1 bottle a month of the ASAP. That's going to help you lose after 3, 4, 5 days. You start losing a half a pound to 2 pounds a day. When you get down to 110 pounds, you can stop the ASAP. And as long as you're staying on the 90 for Life program, you'll never gain the weight back. Now, once you get down to 110 pounds, you can cut your doses in half. Instead of 2 of the healthy bone and joint packs per month, you only really have to get 1. But I would still get an extra bottle of the OsteoFX Plus, so that you can take 2 ounces a day of the OsteoFX Plus. Now, that's going to help maintain the integrity of your bones. Give us a call every couple of weeks, and we'll walk you through this, Don Drew. All right. Okay. How are we doing for time, Doug?
We're just about 40 seconds away from break time.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead.
Can I ask you another question, Doctor?
You got to be quick.
Okay. My husband has Parkinson's. What should he do?
Your husband?
Yes.
Okay. Doug, do we have another caller who's been waiting?
Okay.
No.
Okay. Well, hang on. We'll come back with you after this message. But in the meantime, hang on here, Dendra. We'll talk about your husband after this break. So what I want you to do is remind everybody to get a hold of my new book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, so everybody can understand why the genetic theory is dead. Nobody should be locked into thinking they have all these terrible genetic diseases because their family died at 42 of heart disease or cancer. It's absolutely not true. So don't let a doctor talk you into being like Angelina Jolie, ladies, and cutting off both your breasts unnecessarily. Cancer is not genetic. Well, in fact, but dead doctors don't lie after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie, the VBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Longevity and 90 Black Crusade. And Doug, we're going right back to Florida. And Don Drew, her husband, has Parkinson's disease. He's 5'6" and weighs 190 pounds. And I would get him off all the bad stuff. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten. I give him 8 to 10 eggs a day, soft poached, soft boiled, soft scrambled in butter, not oils or margarine. That's to help rebuild the myelin in the brain. And then I would have him take 2 of the Healthy Brain and Heart packs a month, 1 full dose of each of the products in the Healthy Brain and Heart pack, 2 full doses a day. I'd also give him the de-stress capsules, 3 of those twice a day. That's for particularly the metabolism of the brain. I'd also give him the Smart FX, 9 of those a day, 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner. And that'll be 3 bottles a month of the Smart FX. And the Smart FX is the raw materials for the neurons. The brain cells actually make neurotransmitters, which are what's missing here. And have her call me every 2 weeks and let me know how she's doing, how her husband is doing. Okay, let's go to callers.
All right, let's head to Missouri. And Chris, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Chris, you're on the air.
Yeah, hi, how you doing, Dr. Wallach?
Okay, sir, how can I help you?
Yeah, I had a question about cancer in dogs.
Okay, fire away. We only have one.
Okay, yeah. My dog was just diagnosed with a rectal adenocarcinoma, and I was just wondering if there's any, alternative way to handle this.
Okay, is it obstructing bowel movements or anything like that?
No, it's pretty recent. It's probably about the size of an eraser on a pencil right now.
And so is it external, you can see it, or is it bleeding, or how did you find out about it?
Well, he was trying to get back there and lick at it and stuff, and that's when I noticed it, and it's not to the point where it's bleeding yet or anything.
Okay, I got to move on here. How much does the dog weigh?
About 70 pounds, and he's 11 years old.
Okay. What I would do is definitely change dog foods, give him a grain-free dog food, no dry dog food with grains in it. If it's meat and fish and poultry, it's got to have a grain-free dog food. Then I would also give him 1 of the Healthy Brain and Heart packs per month, which is for 100 pounds, but with a problem like this, we overdose him a little bit. And just go ahead and give him a full dose of everything in his food. I would also give him the Ocean's Gold. I'd give him 3 tablets of the Ocean's Gold. That'll be 1 bottle a month. The Ocean Gold is really designed for the thyroid, but it has in it a very special thing for the immune system when you have any kind of cancer, which is the sea cucumber. Now, you can look up cancer therapy with sea cucumber. Google that, and you'll be amazed at what can be done with that. And then also, I would put a couple ounces of the Z radical in the food or the water, whatever flips the switch. Or you can just dose him. Just put it down his throat, and he'll like the attention. And that will give him some support for his immune system because of the fucoidan, which is in the Z radical. Z like zebra, dash, and then the word radical. And basically with these things, if you jump on them quickly enough, they're not going to go away. You're not going to cure them in the term that's going to disappear. But what will happen, it might shrink a little bit. Instead of killing the dog in 3 years, going to the liver and the lungs and brain, the dog may live out his normal life because his immune system has isolated the tumor and is keeping it from spreading. So there's no way to tell which way it's going to go. You do your best, you love them, and the rest is in the good Lord's hands, okay?
Yeah, would colloidal silver be anything good to, boost the immune system or anything?
Colloidal silver is not going to be useful in this particular sense here because this is not an infectious thing. If it was infectious, there's a bug involved, the viruses, bacteria, fungus, or yeast, then colloidal silver would be ideal. Colloidal silver would be useful if this thing got infected because he was rubbing his bottom on the carpet or something like that, and it got infected. Then colloidal silver would be useful. So if you want to keep an eye on it, and if it looks like it's getting enlarged and raw and angry and drippy, then I'd use some colloidal silver, but it's not going to help the immune system for cancer. Okay, well, thank you, everybody. Great questions today. Thank you so much, Doug and Richard. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.